I first met Kirsti through the Bay Credit Union. Her husband was the chairman of the board of directors, and I was a member of the board, and we met a few times at social occasions. Well, after her husband Ilka passed away, she became more involved with the credit union and joined our social responsibility committee, which I was chairing. So I really got to know Kirsti quite a bit more, and I saw that she brought a unique point of view to our discussions about how we as a financial institution could provide more support to our members and to the community. And really it was her lived experience as a widow who now is without some of the family support, certainly from her husband, and as well income support, and is now really living on a very modest fixed income. And she brought that to the table, that lived experience, which was so important for us to understand the range of circumstances that our members at the credit union live in.
The widowhood is something, but it's not very nice thing. But in my case, I was just knowing that it is sooner or later coming to my life. My husband started going to be sick with little other things first, and we didn't have a wildest idea about that it is going to be very serious later. So his hip and back needed the operations, and then one day he was just playing with the little kids, but we have those grandchildren, and they were jumping on his, and the tummy hurt so badly. And then later they found out that there's a cancer, and it is a bad one, taking him very fast if so. And we were just, very sad about that. No hope. There were no any chemos or anything what he could have, because this cancer was there in a tissue what is holding your small digesting system. If you touch that, the whole digesting system goes haywire. So, but there were some hope then later when he was just researching about this sickness, and found that there's in American side they did have Clevex. That's the new medication for, and it wasn't available in Canada side yet. Okay, so but my daughter is working in a pharmacist counter, so she was keeping an eye about this medication to be available, and as soon it was, we were so going for the specialist in hospital, and hoping that we get the prescription for it, and we did. So what happened that same day, we got the medication in hand, we came home, and my daughter gave right away those 4 pills. I didn't notice that, and I gave him the other 4 pills, and he didn't say a word. Then in next day, my daughter comes home and asks how that the medication is, and calculated them all, because he works with that kind of a field, like calculating the medications. So she said, "Hey, where is the 6 pills of these? I'm sure we did have all those in the description." 6 pills? What is missing? I gave her 4, she said. And then I know, I gave the other 4, and then my husband says that, and he took 2 at the night. So he got a really good start with the pills, and in 1 week time using those, he was just back like himself, And those medications were able to fight for his problem about 4 years. So we are talking now about 2001 to 2005, when he died in end of May. When he knew that he's going to be passing away, he made a file for me. And then we talk about it, about how I wish to be living, and so I told that because we built up this house together 30 years earlier, so I wish to be living in here still. And so he said that I've been calculating that it is the cheapest way for you actually to do so, and he was glad about that. And so we calculated how much it cost, you know, all these electric bills, all these whatever, you know, what a house running is costing these days. And then he did have these life insurances, but he said that, you know, there's a nice coverage for you and you're supposed to be okay until you are 65. And that was helping me a lot. Otherwise, I was just eating all those life insurance monies and using those for my pills and all this. In the beginning, widowhood, this old 20 years old car was just giving me so much trouble. I couldn't use it anymore. And I ended up buying a new one. I paid all the debts, all these kind of things. And sooner or later, all this life insurance money is gone now. And now I'm really in trouble, total trouble. To be a widow in earlier age, we were 58, both of us. He died 58, he was shy about 59, 5 days. But I just turned to 58. And that is really young age for the widowhood. This government doesn't really realize that widows could be much younger people too. And somehow that they have been more or less home persons, like women usually are, homemakers. I wasn't, but I was now that time because I turned sick, really sick in 1991. So I was sick already long time and I wasn't able to go back to work at all. So in my situation, financially, I was with a really bad situation because government didn't come and help only with this mother allowance, widow allowance, but was less than 400. It was a 390, and in 6 years it had been reached to 400. And that is like a 1% or less per year or what, I don't know, but it is not really reaching the help for what our living expenses are these days. No way. That needs to be fixed. So now together I was able to get money about $750 for that sure living, and my widow money is 400, so that is taking about $1,150 per month. And when you are running a house, you need a car to drive, and all these bills what you have to be paying about your insurance for house, insurance for your car, fuel what have been going so much rising up, electric bills what goes so much up as well. All these, you don't just be able to pay them with this low money. I'm just desperately talking about this. These incomes are way, way too low. And especially you are sick as well, you need the pills for your medications and food. I'm diabetic as well, so I need the special food for that. I'm allergic, I need the special food for that, and I'm not able to buy those.
So how much do you have left after you pay your bills?
When I pay my bills, I'm in a hole $280 per month. So I'm going deeper and deeper rather than up. I have just to have a little bit money for my food because I need that badly. Sure, everybody have to eat. But then some bills are just paid the minimum, and that doesn't help with the process because they put the interest on top of it. So that makes that going deeper and deeper. sooner or later this house have to be sold because all my bills are so big already. I have so much on my credit cards that I'm not able to pay them until I do something really drastic. And I wasn't doing anything wrong when my husband died. Why I'm penalized with this? Why? Do you really want to see your mom suffering in old age? And I'm not the old age yet. What is the answer for me when you are too young? Next year I'm 65 and then I'm going to have my old age pensions and things like that. And I don't know if I'm getting any better with that, but I'm hoping so. To be in poverty, it is just like you are not able to function. You are just like nothing. If there is no money involved, there is no life involved. And that makes you so sad that in my case, I'm in depression about this situation. I'm on pills for that depression. And I barely make it, you know. Sometimes I'm crying my days off. But I have found something to do that makes me, push me out of the house once in a while. And that is the volunteering. So I have been volunteering for like a members of board or something, you know, found something what you can do. You don't have to be involved with the physically. You might be just with your brain function. I know how to knit, I know how to crochet. There's all kind of things what I can still do. And the latest what I have been doing is making some cheap jewelries. Just, you know, to be busy.
You like to read. Tell me about.
Yeah, I like to read too. That's really, you know, I have been always reader kind of a person, and I love theater and all these kind of things in my life, and I love knowledge as well. So with the books what I have in my bookshelves, they are encyclopedics. I have been just studying about the very old encyclopedias printed in 1928. That's from my grandmother. And other grandmother left me the other set printed about around 50s. And those are Finnish prints. Like I went through them page by page. And then I have an English ones as well, but I haven't put my head so much there because I found out that in Finnish print there, not Finnish print, but about Finland, they are saying that Finland independent in 1919. It did 1917. So I thought that they know nothing. And I haven't put my head into them yet too deep, so I think that I still have something to read. And people like my children, they laughing at me because they say that in computer you have everything already there, you know, you don't need those books, why you keep them, you know. Computer knows only as much somebody have put in there. And if they put that short information and wrong information, I can't trust it. I want to know things deeper, much deeper. My background is Finland and a Finnish. I born there and I have been grown up there until I was 21. I was mother already of 2 children and so on. In 3 years of marriage, we came here in Canada. That is something what we might talk about sisu as well. And sisu, sauna and Suomi, those are the 3 S words what you need to know about Finland and Finnish people. The Suomi is my country, Finland, sauna everybody seems to be knowing already. I'm very proud of you that you like it. And then there is that sisu. And sisu is something what is the pep. It takes you through to the gray rock. When you need it to be finishing something, you don't ask anymore, do I have a power? Can I do it? You just do it. No matter how you feel about it, you finished, but you started. I don't know any English word for this sisu more than pep, but maybe you have a better word for when I explain it to you. Sisu is something that carries you through the gray rock. So you make the hole and you go like in a tunnel there, but you go through of it. And whatever you face in your life, that sisu is holding you in a right track.
And what do you see in your future in the sisu?
With the sisu, I hope it is stronger than my depression. I really do. Because depression with the things is temporary. It comes and goes. But if you have that sisu, that power of mind to do things, and you have still, you know, imagination and figuration in your head, you know, if that way doesn't work out, maybe this other way does. And you don't give up before you are winner. When this life is looking for always over the fence, it's not greener there. And when Canadians are looking for all those catastrophes over the seas, far away, we are always with the helping hand. And that is nice and very good thing to do. But look, the next fellow of you, your neighbor might be in trouble. Help him first, or her. Help your widows. Help your poor people. They are not in that situation because they earned that situation. They are there for a reason or other. Don't look them down, even that they're poor. They are human beings just like you. So please help the widows.
One of the lovely things about Kirsti is her personality. She has this bubbly personality that she's always kind of trying to have fun a little bit and cracking jokes. But she also, you really see she cares for the people around her in a number of little ways and things that she does to make people more comfortable. And I think her sense of humor is part of that too, is to start breaking down some of the barriers that we oftentimes have between each other so that we can open up and share more of our lives together. I think in order to improve our community for all of us, we need to find more ways to connect with each other, to be able to understand who our neighbors are and what their strengths and needs are and how we can help meet each other's needs. As we connect with our neighbors, we build a stronger neighborhood, we build a stronger community, and we all start getting our needs met in a better way. You know the story of it takes a village to raise a child. Well, that's just one of the steps. It's not only raising a children, it's really improving the quality of life for all of us.